What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bartley and Barnes. It's Jacob Bartley, Keith Barnes coming at you hot. What's going on, Keith?
Not much. We're back again. Episode 3.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Everyone says that a guy should not wear a Wonder Woman shirt. What do you think about that?
Why?
I don't know. Not everyone, but I had a friend ask me one time, he was like, why are you wearing a Wonder Woman shirt? And I was like, why not?
Wonder Woman's awesome.
Like, can a girl not wear a Superman shirt or a Batman shirt?
Spider-Man, yeah.
Like, doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, I love this shirt. I had to get one. I got it around the time the Wonder Woman movie was coming out. And I wear it to like all the DC premieres. Cool. Yeah. And I actually, you know what I was realizing? Like, I love Marvel and DC, right? But obviously the Marvel movies are more prominent and better right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Even though I love Aquaman and I love Shazam. But I have a lot more DC shirts than I do Marvel shirts. Like, it's just...
Me too.
I think it's because all time their characters are more iconic.
Yeah.
Like the top hitters.
They are. And their logos are more iconic and recognizable.
Absolutely. You're right.
And what you'll see. So that's why, because I've got Batman, Superman, Flash,
Wonder Woman. I want to get a Green Lantern shirt.
Yeah, I got a buddy that has a Green Lantern shirt that he wears all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, I got a Star Labs T-shirt.
Yeah,
I got two Star Labs T-shirts actually.
I do like some. I have a lot of Spider-Man shirts though. Yeah. I mean, he's the most recognizable Marvel character.
Yeah.
But now
you would see like maybe a Punisher T-shirt or like Spider-Man. That's
true.
Probably it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe now Captain America.
That's very true.
That's really it.
Well, I used to have a red Avengers one with the Avengers logo.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The only Marvel shirt I have is I got a Stark Industries T-shirt, and that's
cool. I want to get a Murdoch and Nelson. Is that what
Nelson and Murdoch?
Nelson and Murdoch shirt from Daredevil
yeah.
show. That's awesome. I've always wanted to get one of those. Yeah. Alrighty, well, today we're gonna talk about some news, some trailers, some movie news, stuff going on in the movie industry. Then we're gonna tell you what we've been watching lately, and then we're gonna go on our topic of the week, which is the best and worst fourth movies in a franchise. And that's kind of because Toy Story 4 is out now, and I'm sure we'll talk about Toy Story 4. We were gonna shoot yesterday.
You watched it last night.
We were going to shoot yesterday, and I'm glad we didn't, because now I've seen Toy Story 4, and now we can talk about it.
Good.
But I'm sure we'll talk about it in the What You Watching Lately segment. Okay. But let's get into some news. I got some notable stories that I wanted to talk about. I'll just go ahead and list them down, and then we'll discuss what we want to talk about. So one huge thing that happened recently is Lucasfilm created a position titled Vice President of Live Action Development, and they assigned this woman who was J.J. Abrams' assistant for a long time, and her name is Michelle Rejwan, so we can talk about that. The Joker is officially going to be rated R. The director, somebody asked the director on Twitter or Instagram or something, and he was like, of course it is. I thought everybody knew that. So there's that. Endgame is returning to theaters with some additional footage near the end. There's a couple trailers. Ready or Not trailer looks pretty interesting. A trailer for the Amazon series The Boys. And it's been announced that they're working on a Hunger Games prequel. And we have some potential casting rumors for Marvel's Shang-Chi. So let me ask, out of all these news stories, what catches your eye the most?
Oh, a couple of those. You know, well, just since you mentioned that last Shang-Chi thing, I just looked up who it was. That's awesome, by the way. I love Shang-Chi. They're even doing that. That's
the
cool.
Master of Martial Arts. That's not what the name
is,
but it's something like that.
Similar, but that's cool because I like
love
him.
that.
I
Dude.
like that character. Yeah,
it's gonna
cool.
Hopefully it's gonna be very action. Obviously it's gonna be very action oriented. Yeah, but I'm thinking like the awesome. Raid John Wick type, but PG-13.
Right. Well, it'll be what people thought Iron Fist should have been.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I thought it was gonna be the guy that's playing Bruce Lee in. The new Tarantino film.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Well, it's not official though. It's but the thing is, it's Ludi Lin, who we talked about him a couple weeks ago because he was in Black Mirror season 5.
Oh,
and
okay.
he's in Power Rangers. He's the Black Ranger in the Power Rangers movie.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
That guy. And those are the only two things I've seen him in. And he's an Aquaman, but you don't really see his face in Aquaman. He's one of the henchmen or whatever. I think he would be great. And to be honest with you, after I watched Black Mirror season 5 with him in it, his role is like he's a video game character who in a fighting game, and he's fighting.
Oh, is this with the Anthony Mackie thing?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So when I was watching that, I was thinking he would be great for Shang-Chi because you have to get somebody young. He has a lot of charisma, and he's very, I think. And not that it would matter, but he's very like Americanized, even though he's Canadian, but he speaks English very well, and I think that would be important in your lead. And then also Donnie Yen's rumored for a role, probably his sensei or his mentor, which that would be great.
No problem there. Yeah, I love Donnie Yen.
I'm so excited that Marvel's doing these new different things.
Yes. Exactly.
It's so cool.
So is this going to be on the? I'm assuming on the streaming service.
No, a movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
It's
I thought it was a series. Oh, that's even better. Oh wow. Okay.
It is a film. They already announced the director too. It's an Asian director as well.
Good. Okay. I can't wait. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I don't know anything about Shang-Chi. I don't know anything about Shang-Chi.
He doesn't have any powers, but he's just like the greatest martial artist.
On Earth. You have Black Widow and Hawkeye out there fighting against monsters and people with superpowers. Well, I think it's good.
Yeah, that's
like
I love
they've already established that very regular humans who can fight very well can hold their own in those battles. And honestly, assuming I don't know anything about this character, but I'm assuming he can probably take on Black Widow and Hawkeye.
He can
one-on-one.
He can probably fight Captain America. Honestly, he's that good.
Exactly. And I can't wait. Not that he's going to fight Captain America, but I can't wait for them to show how good of a fighter he is. That he'll be able to fight a superpowered being and live through it, and maybe even beat them. Which is kind of cool. For me, I am kind of torn on the new position at Lucasfilm and the hiring of Michelle Rejwan. First of all, I have no idea who she is, so I don't have anything against her.
Yeah,
she obviously has a lot of experience. She's been with J.J. Abrams for over about 15 years, working on his TV shows with him, working on his movies, obviously the Star Trek franchise, the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So she's been in there doing it, experiencing these things. But for me, so if I'm not mistaken, she's in charge of live action now. So I feel like you need, and I don't know, maybe she's the biggest Star Wars fan in the world and she knows everything about all the canon and all this stuff. Maybe. I think it's more of a business move. I think she is just another J.J. Abrams / Kathleen Kennedy who knows of the movies and is a fan, but not a Kevin Feige to Marvel. Like, I want somebody like that running live action of Lucas. That's the thing.
If she's that close to J.J. Abrams for all these years,
I don't know.
All the stuff that he's done, just within this kind of genre, or in this style of look, Star Trek and what the Super 8 and all the stuff he's done. Even
the Mission Impossible
Lost,
films.
Even the Mission Impossible.
Bad Robot produces those,
right? So all that stuff. I mean, I'm sure. Again, I don't know about her Star Wars fandom or knowledge, but first of all, let me just say I don't really have that much interest in this story because it's high level executive stuff, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah,
but this is different because like with the Marvel universe, Feige, like how much of it there's a lot more I think that you can take from Marvel Comics and get a creative person and a creative team to adapt some of that stuff into film. Saying, Star Wars is like different because it's all coming from someone's head. Like there's not it's not a whole thing of there's stuff out there you can adapt.
In my opinion, you're taking the world and the mythology and adapting that into your own. What kind of story can you tell in that world?
Right.
So I don't know it. And like I said, I really don't know anything about her. Yeah. So she could be more of a fan of Star Wars than Kevin Feige is of Marvel.
Right.
For all we know. But they don't have to be a fan, but they just I feel like they have to just. I mean, Kevin Feige puts his heart and soul into everything that he does.
Yeah.
And for Marvel.
Yeah.
I don't want it to just be for Kathleen Kennedy, all the hiring the directors and all that, those were just business moves. I don't want her decision making to be
she's a
strictly
producer.
business moves.
And Kathleen Kennedy is one of the best producers ever.
Yeah.
She's made a lot of great movies, a lot of money. Just watched the kids. The kids and I just watched. We were watching Scream. She was a producer on Scream.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We saw her name. We were like, my son just pointed out, hey, Kathleen Kennedy. Like, yeah, she's a producer. Like, that's what she's been doing.
So maybe it's not because Kevin Feige makes creative decisions in all the movies. Yeah. He tells the director, like, look, this has to happen. This has to.
He's a filmmaker's producer.
Actually, I don't think she's going to be making the decisions within the films. I think all right, we're making a Knights of the Old Republic movie. You're the right director for this. Do it.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks because it kind of goes back to what Kathleen Kennedy was doing. It's like just letting everyone tell their own story, which is fine, but not when it's they're direct sequels to each other, like 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah. See, that's why. Well, that's part of the reason they need to. And it seems like they're going to go away from telling the story that way. These saga films and just tell. It's similar to what we're seeing with Warner Brothers and DC. Like, stop trying to. Let's just start telling individual stories that have threads that connect a little bit, but instead of one long narrative. Because even though look, all the Marvels, they seem like they're setting a standard for filmmaking right now in terms of these massive franchises, and then everything ties together, but they're all different stories. Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man are all Black Panther, are all different stories that all do connect, but they're all different stories that stand on their own. So that's what I think Star Wars needs to do. Something similar to that. So.
No, I'm okay with that. I don't think you can't tell other stories that we are familiar with as well. That doesn't mean you can't do an Obi-Wan movie or series.
Sure, yeah.
And I might sound like a spoiled fan, but I have to see Ewan McGregor return as Obi-Wan somehow. I have to see it. And
the windows. I agree, but I think that window's closing fast.
I don't know. I disagree with you because he's the age that he is. He's lining up.
I know, but
like he can play Obi-Wan right now. Yeah. He can play Obi-Wan in 15 years. So
true.
Depending on what time you're telling the story.
What's the point you're telling? Yeah.
So for me, that window you can revisit it in 10 years if you want. In my opinion,
that's true.
Honestly, Joker rated R. I was expecting it to be rated R.
It never even occurred to me that it wouldn't be. So it's a story popped up.
Well, most comic book movies are PG-13. Deadpool, Logan, notwithstanding, but I was expecting Joker to be rated R the whole time, so it's not a big deal to me. Keith, are you going to be going to watch Endgame for this new footage?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Well, not just that. Like I've been trying to see it again anyway.
I was gonna at least go watch it one more time before it left theaters, and now I'm just gonna wait for this. And I think it's next weekend is when it, or if you're watching this show on Monday, this upcoming weekend.
So the weekend before Spider-Man.
I believe so.
So okay.
Oh, that makes sense though.
Because that's what
they want it to come out before Spider-Man. So I don't even think it's gonna have anything regarding Spider-Man in the end credits, but. I can't not go watch this.
Right. No, exactly.
And I want to be there with the rest of the crowd experiencing whatever this is for the first time, you know? A lot of people are like, I'll just watch it on YouTube, but you can, but I want to experience this with people.
It's deleted scenes, I'm sure, that would have been on the Blu-ray anyway, but...
but like I said, I'm not only going to watch it just for this stuff.
No, not at all. I just want to see it again.
And it's been a while for me. It's been about over a month since I've seen it, so...
Yeah, so
I think it's good to... go in with a set of fresh eyes and watch this movie again.
There's a lot of debate about the record here for which they clearly are trying to.
Oh yeah, and I love it.
But
I love it.
So what?
I love that they're gunning.
They did it with Black Panther right before Infinity War came out. They released Black Panther and a little bit more theaters released Black Panther.
Oh yeah,
just so they can get it back over the 700 million mark because it was that close and they wanted to reach 700 million.
That's awesome.
But so it's the same thing, and so people are complaining. Oh, you should put an asterisk in front of it if it beats Avatar, and because it's a re-release with new footage, and they should have just. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Awesome. Well, what did you think of this Ready or Not trailer?
It looks like a weird version of Clue.
Yeah, it does actually.
Like a more
the video game or the board game element to it.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. It looks funny. It looks interesting.
I love unique, especially unique horror films.
Yeah, exactly.
Concepts,
like Happy Death Day, which I love. it's just kind of has that
Did
kind
you
of.
see
a
the
feel
second
to it.
one?
I did.
Did you like the second
Loved it.
one? Really?
I love them both.
I love the first one. I was iffy on the second one.
The second one was more science fiction than horror.
Yeah.
It was like a weird, talking about dimensional.
Well, I love that
whatever,
science fiction horror, like that element.
I love that too.
I just thought the principal or the dean of the college, it was so cheesy, like
agree.
Disney Channel
I do agree.
humor, honestly.
Yeah,
but other than that, the scientific element of it all, so good. But I really like this Ready or Not trailer because it's so unique, and it's like most horror movies, these low budget ones, I'm like, that looks like crap. They make all these ones based on, they do all these little horror movies. What was the one, the Ouija board and all these type of things, right? But this one, it's hide and seek horror version of hide and seek
with weapons.
Exactly. And Adam Brody's
Adam Brody. And I'm curious what I saw Amy McDowell in here, which I haven't seen her in a while, but she's good. But I'm curious what the story is. Why are they doing this?
So obviously, they say in the trailer that there's a reason why they have to do it, or else they're all gonna die.
Right. I'm curious what that is. Yeah.
It's crazy. What about the Boys trailer?
Oh, that looks great.
I love that trailer.
That looks
man.
great. Yeah. Carl Urban's he's one of those guys.
Dude,
man.
he's another one. We were just talking about Norman Osborn actors. I'm not saying he can play Norman Osborn, but I'm saying because he's already Scourge in the Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys that we talked about during that who they're underrated.
Yeah.
And they're on the cusp of being, they're really good actors.
Yeah.
Somewhat known, but they're not over that threshold yet.
Yeah.
Carl Urban's one of those guys for me.
Yeah, definitely.
One of those guys.
And just about everything he's in, he's obviously great in everything he's in, but a lot of stuff he's in is really good,
Absolutely.
So obviously, Star Trek, you see him in Star Trek, Lord of the Rings and stuff, but he's Dread, which he's been. I thought for sure they were gonna. He's been wanting to do another.
Everyone
Dread.
loves that Dread movie.
They're talking about a TV series.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I know he said he would be interested in that, but I'm glad he's in this. And The Boys is something I've been wanting to read. We were just talking about that before. I want to try to read it before it.
He's in a lot of geek stuff.
He is.
Lord of the Rings, Star Trek.
He is one. He's one of us.
MCU.
Yeah.
The Boys. Dread.
Yeah.
All that's left is a Star Wars movie.
He's one of us.
Dude,
and
he would play a great, Imperial officer who's torn, who wants to do good or is questioning the Empire, something like that.
He probably hasn't been in a Star Wars.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm sure he will one day.
I was dating Katie Sackhoff, from what I understand. So.
Aren't they married?
Oh, they might be married.
I think they're married.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But I think they are married. I wouldn't mind him leading a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
If they announce he's the main Sith of the Knights of the Old Republic, I would be, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And last on this is they announced a Hunger Games prequel. You're a Hunger Games fan, right?
Yeah.
You read the books too, or no?
I'm
okay.
My daughters have read them, of course. But.
I really like the first two Hunger Games movies a lot. Especially the second one's really good.
The second one's great.
3 and 4 were whatever. I actually didn't mind 3, but it was.
I like 3.
3's a good movie, but it's such a setup movie.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about 4 maybe a little bit later, right?
I think we might.
Are you hungry for a Hunger Games prequel?
I'll let you have that for now. No, that's good. Well, they announced the book, which that's the first thing I saw.
Oh yeah. So the writer's working on a book, and
of course
they're working on the rights.
Yeah, exactly.
To make that. Yeah.
So I was excited. I was like, okay, cool. I showed it to my daughters, and they were, ooh, great. Set 60, 70 years,
60
whatever,
years, yeah.
Before I guess.
So we're not going to see a young Woody Harrelson or anything.
No,
like that.
that's what they were asking. Like, oh, wow.
That's way too.
That's the first thing they were like.
He wouldn't even be born yet.
Like, no, it'll be long before that.
Yeah.
So,
which I'm fine with.
I wonder, will there be Hunger Games? Because when did they?
I love the Hunger Games mythology.
Me too.
I think it's so good, and you can tell a great story in that world.
And even watching them, I would sit there and wonder, like, how in the world did the world get like this? I'm curious to see what actually happened. Although this is still after the war, right? After the big war.
I'm assuming so.
I think it's still. We still
Hunger
know
Games, the first 4 are actually they're. I don't want to young adult films, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're good, it doesn't matter. I enjoy a lot of young adult films, but I think they should make this one more mature.
They might.
But I guess you still have to appeal to that original audience too.
I'm curious what kind of because will this follow a young character or who knows? I guess we don't know. Or will this be about the politics of what happened, and why they started the Hunger Games, and the morality of doing such a thing?
Yeah. What drove them to do that?
Like, for entertainment. Like why are you so?
That's crazy. All right, well now let's move on to our What You Watching Lately segment. Man, I've made a rule for myself. I'm gonna watch at least one film I haven't seen a week to talk about on this segment, because I want to anyway, but it kind of forces myself to.
Right, that's a good idea.
So obviously let's talk about the two new releases. I watched Child's Play, and we both watched Toy Story 4. You haven't seen Child's Play, right?
No.
Okay, so I really like Child's Play. I did my See It, Save It, Skip It review on Apocalypse Movies. You can go check that out. I really enjoyed it. I was expecting it to suck, to be honest. Even though I like the trailers, more often than not, these remakes of especially horror films, they suck. Halloween was great last year.
That was good.
This is a good movie, to be honest, and it's the critics might agree. It has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's fresh, which is a lot higher than I expected, and it's such a fresh take on this character, and it's so cool because nowadays most kids don't play with physical toys, like toys without technology in them, and this is a cool spin on this. It's not a spoiler, but in the movie, before he gets this doll, the kid's always on his phone, and so he's not playing with action figures. He's not using a remote control car. He's not doing anything like that. He's always on his phone. He's like, there's nothing else to do.
Right.
So he gets this doll, and the way the thing for me why it's so good is they take their time in showing you this Chucky doll and the kid become connected and actually care about each other, because this doll has a conscience. He's very aware. And there's a reason why because they're the buddy dolls, right? There's thousands of them everywhere across the country. There's a reason why this particular doll goes crazy and becomes a murderer. There's a reason why. And it's not the same way it happens in the original one. It's just really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I was very pleasantly surprised. But it wasn't the best movie that came out this weekend that was about toys.
Is it a? Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Is it some kind of? Is it an update? Is it an update?
Absolutely.
No, I mean, is it an update that causes you get a little red number 1? You got to update your phone, update your.
Oh yeah.
Is it an update on what makes him kill people?
I see what you're saying. No, it's not
Network
that.
update.
It's not that. It has to do with
system update. The
programming of his chip or something like that. Yeah, it's interesting. It makes sense how it happens, and it's so cool because the doll's not just evil out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
It's not like that. He becomes very attached to the young boy, and things happen, and he's evaluating all of his surroundings and what he sees on TV, and it's so cool. I don't want to spoil it, but because this doll coming out of the box, he's fresh, right? He's innocent. He doesn't know anything, right? He starts to see things in the world, and he's
learning.
The way where he gets the ideas of how to kill people and murder people is so cool. Like the way they do it, because he doesn't know that stuff until he sees it. So
he's not like downloading information from.
No, it's not like that. It's more. He probably could, but it's more of what he sees in front of him.
Gotcha.
A lot. So
interesting.
Yeah. So I just saw Toy Story 4 last night. So I left before you guys did your spoilers for Apocalypse Movies. I'm sure that'll be up soon. Check it out.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Toy Story 4?
I love it. Love it so much. And
I don't think anyone's going to say they don't like this movie.
Well, when you watch our spoiler discussion, you will see. And he loved the movie.
Brian.
Brian, he just didn't like the ending. It's less of a.
And I will say,
you'll see.
You guys were telling me that this is a definitive ending and that it ends it. I don't think so at all.
I said that. See, I was trying not to say that.
I think it left the door more open than Toy Story 3 did.
I completely agree.
at the end of the movie, the circumstances that are there, they left things a certain way for a reason.
Yeah.
To have the door open.
Completely agree.
I think they're gonna do.
And there's two different sets of stories you can tell with
This is like the first part of a new trilogy. Honestly, completely. I think they're gonna do up to Toy Story 6, and then that's it. Unless Toy Story 6 makes $1 billion,
which it will. Anytime they make these, they will. Listen, as long as I say this about everything, as long as the writing's good, it's a good story. You can make 100 of these, and
they're making
them all. Keep making them.
Mission Impossible, right? 7 and 8.
Keep making them, yeah.
Why good, not?
And they keep getting better, so yeah.
They're never gonna stop making Star Wars movies or MCU films. Why stop making Toy Story movies?
And we've had bad ones of those. We've had bad Batman movies. They keep making those, so yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever get a bad Toy Story movie.
No, exactly. These are all excellent. All 4 of them.
Dude, the new characters are so good,
aren't they?
Bunny and Ducky are so
I did not know that was them.
Yeah,
until I saw
I knew it was some. You know who I thought it was at first? I thought it was the twins who were in they were in 22 Jump Street.
Okay,
you know those guys? I thought it was them at first.
I can see that.
Yeah, but who they are is amazing.
Yeah, no idea. Yeah, that was really funny. So,
which I'm glad to see them like working together again.
Yeah,
you never know. Sometimes partners like that, they end up not busy. Liking each other or something like that.
Well, see, they're both getting so
on their own.
Busy on their own. Yeah, exactly. Especially with Jordan. Well,
I mean, they had to go in a sound booth for one day and do that, but it's still cool that it was both of them, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Which I know they loved it. So
I mean, it's not a spoiler. You can go look it on the IMDb page.
It's
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele exactly. You know that I can't remember who brought this up. I was watching, but I feel like they probably ad-libbed all of that.
Dude,
I think they probably did.
The last scene with them was so amazing.
Yes.
So amazing.
The mid-credits one?
When they first show up, I didn't think they were going to be a big part of the movie.
Me either.
And then
thought they would just be stuck up there.
Since they show up, they're in like the rest of the film, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's the same with the Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah.
Because he's not in it for like maybe the first half of the movie, and then once he shows up, he's like a big part.
And that's what I'm saying. Where we see all of those characters end up,
it's great.
There's more story to tell.
Exactly. Well, I'll say so. I'll talk about it really quick. I don't know if it's slightly, maybe minor spoiler if you don't want to know. It's not really spoilery, but the antagonist, Gabby, voiced by Christina Hendricks, very very good job. I love what they did with her. You could definitely tell, because I remember one of the big complaints about Toy Story 3, everyone loved it, but there was a lot of talk about it was kind of dark, went in a dark direction. The villain of that one, that bear, the pink bear, was super, more darker villainous than anything I think we've seen in any Pixar movie.
Which I'm okay with.
Which was fine with me. Like,
the kids who watched the first one are adults by that point, you know?
And not only that, the kid, Sid, in the first one was blowing up toys.
The first Toy Story movie, honestly, is the darkest one.
It's very dark.
It's when you go into Sid's bedroom, and you see the baby with the spider leg. That was scary. As a kid,
the one doll leg with the.
Don't give me that. The first Toy Story is the darkest.
Exactly.
One. It really is.
He's blowing up toys. He's putting them on this grill and trying to melt them and stuff. So exactly. But this one, Toy Story 3, people were like, this is too dark. Too dark an ending. Which it was. It got to you.
I love Toy Story 3.
Right. It affected.
I think it's the best one.
You could tell this one they completely went the other way. Especially with the antagonist, trying to make her not as.
Yeah, I mean,
she was mean, but she had a reason. And once she actually stopped to explain what it is she wanted,
and what she wanted wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all
because it wasn't going to kill another toy or anything like that.
She didn't want that at all, and even. And again, I don't not to spoil it again. We're trying to avoid it, but. Yeah, you're right. And once she kind of didn't quite get that, she was just like, "All right, you can."
Yeah, the way that character's storyline,
the way she turned out was really great.
I wasn't sure at first.
Right.
I thought this was just another throwaway antagonist, but
no, she was. It
was
the
really
way
it turned out was really good,
and the way it ended, it felt really good for her.
Absolutely.
A lot more hope. Probably the most hopeful ending I think out of all of them.
Yeah, and I surprisingly did not hate Forky. I hated Forky in the trailer.
A lot of people said that. Yeah, it didn't bother me. He thought it was
honestly,
funny.
I didn't like the trailers for Toy Story 4 that much at all. And
a lot of people didn't.
The movie's great. It's absolutely great, and I was expecting it to be great because it's Pixar and it's a Toy Story film. They treat these movies with so much care.
It feels like Toy Story more than anything. Maybe that's because it's their flagship franchise. It's the one that kind of started it all off. But you could tell they put so much more into Toy Story.
So the Toy Story trilogy, I don't think is the best trilogy ever made. It's top 3 or 4 for sure.
I think it kind of is.
But this is the best 4 films in a series ever made.
That's not even close.
Because I think the Star Wars trilogy, the original Star Wars trilogy, is better than the Toy Story trilogy. I think the Lord of the Rings trilogy is better than the Toy Story trilogy. And that might be it. I think it goes those two, and it's because the Dark Knight Rises is very disappointing for me. So that brings it.
I don't mind that one. I really like Bane.
If it was better, if Dark Knight Rises was as good as Batman Begins, then I would say the Dark Knight trilogy is better than Toy Story. But Toy Story 1 through 3 as a trilogy is top 3 for sure. But definitely, as 4 films in the franchise, it's the best.
I feel like, listen, again, I said it in our spoiler review. How do they do this? Like 4 excellent movies in a row. Like there's nothing you can find any. Look, even we loved Infinity War and Endgame, and you can even take things out of those movies and say, well, this didn't work for me. I didn't like this. There's nothing in a Toy Story, in any of these Toy Story movies where I say, no, I didn't like that.
You know what?
I love everything.
Honestly,
in all these movies.
Avengers,
near perfect movies.
Avengers 1 through 4 is probably the second best 4 film series.
See, that's where
because
for me, it's,
Age of
Ultron's kind of
I love
enjoy
Age of Ultron. Look, it's not nowhere near as good as those two. Because Avengers is amazing, the first one.
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame are amazing, and I think Ultron's really good.
I like it a lot, but there's a lot of Joss Whedon. I thought it was Ultron's a little too jokey. A lot of moments that are a little too much. Joss Whedonism.
Every time I watch that movie, I like it more.
I like it. It's fine, but this one is you mentioned like the Star Wars trilogy for me, the original one. It's Return of the Jedi is. I'm one of the few that's. I don't love Return of the Jedi until they leave stupid Tatooine. All that stuff with Jabba the Hutt, and I hate all of that. I just do. Sorry. Once they leave and get going and they start to make the plans to attack the second Death Star and all that, it's perfect from there on. That's perfect.
It's probably the best scene in all the original trilogy.
Agree. I agree.
But from the moment Luke meets Vader in the elevator.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I love that moment. He's like, it's too late for me. But that's like,
that conversation.
It's
so good and relatable, actually.
yeah, exactly. So, but no, Toy Story, all 4
it's
of these
amazing.
to me, just perfect. So.
It's amazing, and it's gonna lead to our topic of the week, which we'll get into in a little bit. So a movie that I watched, which I can't believe I didn't watch it when it came out, and I don't know if you've seen it or if you've seen what it's about, but I watched The Disaster Artist for the first time. First of all, have you seen The Disaster Artist?
I started it. No, I've never seen The Room.
Okay.
I started it. I watched maybe like the first half hour.
So, I've never seen The Room, but I'm a huge James Franco fan. I'm a huge of that whole camp, the Seth Rogen, James Franco, Evan Goldberg, those guys. I love a lot of their movies and a lot of what they do. And I know this is, Seth Rogen's in it, but he had really nothing to do with it other than that. But James Franco, I think this movie is great. And I don't know anything. I know the story of The Room. Mm-hmm. Now I have to watch The Room. I have to find it somewhere and watch it. I just can't believe it. And this guy, the guy that the movie's about, it's so weird.
Tommy Wiseau.
It's such a weird story. Like,
he's an odd guy.
No one knows how old he is.
Right.
He is a multi-millionaire, and nobody knows where his money came from.
He claims it's from like selling jeans or something. And
nobody knows where he's from.
I heard maybe he was Polish, but no one really knows.
So in the movie, and I'm pretty sure they try to make it as accurate as possible. In the movie, this is Dave Franco's best performance in this movie.
Okay.
Which I love that James Franco doing this movie, and he cast his brother as the second lead, which is. So in the trailers make it look like it's a huge ensemble cast and like all these Seth Rogen and all these actors have big roles. It's mainly just them two on the screen the whole time, James and Dave Franco, and they were great together. I just think it's a really good movie, and it's so creepy. This guy, man, Tommy Wiseau.
He is.
That's so
He's a weird dude. I've seen a lot of interviews with him, and I listened to a podcast about it.
Yeah.
So I know the story, and what a crazy.
I want to know where his money came from.
Right.
How did he afford to produce a multi-million-dollar movie on his own? It's so crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of what suspected of working with like some kind of criminal.
Something like that. But honestly,
she's always denied.
I think James Franco should have been nominated. He's so good.
Yeah.
And he's so good in this movie.
It was right around the time there was some stuff about him coming out that accusations about him. So I think that kind of drove people away. But
that stuff kind of went away.
We haven't really seen him. But he's been laying low for. So
he's
a while,
weird. He's very. The thing is, for him, he's very picky, and he's one of those guys who gets a lot of offers, but he turns them down.
Yeah.
He only does what he wants to do, and he's on the HBO show. What's it called?
Oh, I want to see that too. I know what you're talking about.
I forget what it's called, but it's something about the porn industry in New York in the early 80s or something like that. I love James Franco. Do you have anything else you've been watching lately?
Oh yeah, well I watched. Excuse me. It led me to part of we're talking about Toy Story 4 and different what did we? Oh, I looked it up on our when we did our spoiler review. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Our spoiler review of Toy Story 4, and a series of 4 works of something, books or films. It's called a tetralogy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we were saying quadrilogy, and we're like,
interesting.
4, I don't know. And then, so we looked it up really quick, and I was like, it's called a tetralogy. So that's apparently how you address that. We were saying quadrilogy or quartet. So Jake and I decided, we're going to call it Toy Story Quartet. That sounds better than tetralogy.
Interesting.
Anyway, I was thinking about those, and I was talking to one of my son about Scream. And I was telling him, I love all 4 Screams. I love Scream 1 through 4. I think they're all. I enjoy them all. And then he asked, "Can we watch Scream?" And I was like, all right. So I just showed him the opening scene, and we wound up watching most of it. So we watched Scream.
Interesting.
This week, I don't even remember the last time I watched it. I went to the theater to see Scream 4. I think I may have.
You liked Scream 4?
I liked it.
Really? Okay.
It's goofy and
that's
silly.
The Emma Roberts one,
Emma
right?
Roberts, yeah. But I enjoyed it. I thought Hayden Panettiere, how do you say it? She's in it. But I like all 4 of those movies. So I watched Scream. It's definitely definitely of its time.
Yeah.
It's a very 90s movie, but it was great to see Neve Campbell back again. And I remember at the time, and I think I just graduated when I saw Scream. Graduated high school. Drew Barrymore was kind of coming back. Like she had been kind of away. She's obviously E.T. and been a child actor and Firestarter and all that stuff. But then she, had her issues, obviously, growing up in Hollywood, being a kid. Growing up in that family. One of the Barrymores are like the Hollywood royalty. One of those, the Barrymores and the Gyllenhaals and all that stuff. And she was part of that and, got into some stuff. And so this was her comeback, and she was marketed heavily. Like it was like people thought it was Drew Barrymore.
Courtney Cox is in it, right?
Courtney Cox is in it.
I love Courtney Cox.
It was right.
Courtney Cox,
height of Friends. So yeah,
most attractive Friends cast member.
You think so?
In my opinion, yeah. She was always mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Monica.
I get it.
Especially first couple seasons.
Yeah. Monica. I think this was right. Maybe this might have been.
Everybody loves Rachel. But
yeah, it's Jennifer Aniston for me. But excuse me. This might have been maybe the 2nd or 3rd season of Friends. So she was accelerating. So I think those are the only 2 really known people. Like known. I mean, Neve Campbell was on Party of 5, which was kind of.
Is David Arquette in it?
David Arquette is in it.
Yeah,
but see, he's never been like a big name, really.
Not a huge name, but he was doing a lot in the early
he was.
90s and early 2000s.
Well, all of them. Again, that's another one of those.
What is that wrestling movie called? Ready to Rumble?
Ready to Rumble.
I love Ready to Rumble, man.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Yeah.
That was pretty funny. He's a funny guy. He's always, that's another one of those families, the Arquettes. There's a family of the Hollywood family royalty. But yeah, man, I remember being like everyone. We were all like shocked that Drew Barrymore. Spoiler alert for this 23-year-old movie, but that she got killed in the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie. We're all, wait, what is this about? Like it's almost like what we did with Endgame this year.
Well, it's kind of like what's the Hitchcock film? Psycho.
Yeah.
So the actress who
Janet
played
Leigh gets killed.
She was super famous superstar, right?
Right.
And
like
they
half hour
market
into the
her
movie.
in the trailers, and she's killed at the beginning of the movie. It's just like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, and that was we were all shocked, like, oh man, Drew Barrymore's face is the biggest face on the poster, and then like she gets killed right away. So, but yeah, it's funny. Matthew Lillard in there making jokes.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
This is a great cast.
90s guy. It's an excellent cast. What's her name? I can't think of her name. Shoot, the other actress. She's kind of been in a lot of controversials lately with the kind of the Me Too movement and stuff. But I feel bad.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
I feel bad. I can't think of her name, but. Yeah, and I'm like, obviously, Liev Schreiber in it. I totally forgot he was the guy that was accused of falsely accused,
and he totally looks like he would be the murderer, but
exactly.
Right?
It's all. It's funny because all the tropes of all horror movies from 70s and 80s.
Scream is a classic, and it pushed the horror genre forward.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
really did. It's underrated.
Oh, it set off this new kind of thing of slasher films.
I'm guessing you will not let your kids watch the first Scary Movie.
Well, my son actually saw it.
Oh, dude, it is.
That's part of how we were talking about it.
I love the first Scary Movie.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
I think it's hilarious. I love it.
It's the best one.
It
might be the only good one.
It definitely is.
Yeah,
it's so dirty though. I don't think you let your younger kids watch it.
I wouldn't have. No. I said, well, he watched it at a friend's birthday.
Yeah.
Party, and he was talking about how funny it was. I was like, "You watch Scary Movies?" Like,
dude, that was a hit when it came out, and it wasn't that far after the Scream came out.
No, it was like maybe 5 years.
Yeah, it's not.
It was
like,
right around the time of Scream 3, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I love that. I've seen Scary Movie more than I've seen Scream, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I saw another new release. We're talking a lot of horror today. I saw Ma this week.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't great. It wasn't. I wouldn't even say it's good, but it was watchable. All right. It was interesting. I wanted to see it. It's an interesting concept. My only problem was the trailer showed everything.
Did it?
The trailer showed everything, and I can talk about it because it's in the trailers.
So
when she runs over a character, it's in the trailer.
Right.
I'm like, if I would have seen that for the first time in the movie, I would have been like, oh shit, like.
So let me just. She's getting revenge on people that bullied her in high school.
Yeah, and it's obvious in the trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
But and then in the money shot of the movie, right, is when she's sitting on the couch with all the kids.
Right.
She has one kid's mouth sewn up. She has another kid with an iron pressed in his chest. She has another kid painted face white, and she's sitting. That's the money shot of the movie, and it's in the trailer.
That's crazy.
And her doing all those things to the characters that would have been the most shocking part of the movie.
Right.
But they show it in the trailer, and I honestly think the trailer ruined the movie for me. If I would have seen all that stuff for the first time, I would have been like, damn, this movie's so edgy and crazy. It was disappointing.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
But she was great in it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Some of the kids were actually pretty good in it, but disappointing overall, but very interesting. Luke Evans is she does to Luke Evans is crazy. It's definitely worth a Redbox rental or even like a Tuesday night.
Gotcha.
$6 viewing. Yeah, and I've been watching some TV lately. I watched Barry episode 1.
Good. Okay.
I wanted to be able to talk about it, so I watched episode 1. I'm gonna continue it, obviously, but I haven't watched anything else. But really liked it. I'm invested. I'm gonna continue watching it.
Good.
It's kind of quirky and it was more of a comedy until the very end of the episode. I was like, damn, I gotta watch this show. It's when like in the street scene at night, and he's like, don't aim that gun at me.
Yep.
Don't aim that gun at me. And oh my goodness, so good.
From there, it's
so good.
I can just say, and without, I'm not spoiling it, but that's how his life is. Like he's trying to, and then just something happens, and he's got to revert back to that. I
really, really like it. And people are talking so much about season 2. I can't wait to get season 2.
I can't wait for you to get through
season 2. I started Jessica Jones season 3.
Yes,
it's okay. I hated season 2.
Yeah,
I think it's honestly it's worse than Iron Fist to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I love Jessica Jones season 1 though.
Me too.
I love Jessica Jones season 1.
I think it's right. I know we talked about Daredevil. I'm a little Daredevil season 2. I love the first half. I love all the Punisher stuff. The Elektra stuff is interesting, but I think I got less. I was more compelled by the Punisher thing, the dynamic between them two.
I think season 3 is the best of Daredevil, to be honest.
Probably.
Then 1, but they're very close. Yeah. And then I
think Jessica Jones season 1.
I love Daredevil season 2 though, especially the first half. That stairwell scene when he has the chains on his fist. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Yeah. But I have Jessica Jones season 1 up there.
That's my
to be honest.
That's my favorite season.
Luke Cage season 1 is pretty good, but it's not.
See, again, for me, the first half of it is
exactly.
really good, and then it's like
when Mahershala Ali is in it, but season 3 it's not bad so far. I like the Trish stuff going on, and if you've seen season 2, you know what it's hinting towards because you know who she is in the comics. She's a comic book character, so you get a lot of that in season 3. Alrighty, well, let's move on to our topic of the week, and like we mentioned earlier. To honor Toy Story 4, we're going to talk about the best and worst fourth movies to come out in a franchise. And when we first brought this up, I was like, well, there's not that many, but there actually is a lot. You have a bunch. Oh, yeah. And then once I actually started thinking about it and going through them all, there's actually quite a bit.
A lot, yeah.
So what do you got, Keith?
Oh, I got a long list, man. Just off the top of my head, I'm not even kidding. I literally just thought of these off the top of my head. Like the Indiana Jones and the whatever.
Oh yeah, called, Crystal Skull.
Which
yeah. See, I didn't even think of that one. There's so many.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's not a terrible film.
It's not good, but I didn't hate it like I thought it was. I didn't see it in theaters. I actually just watched that maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I watched it at home too.
Because I heard it was so bad, I just avoided it, and then I got the 4. What do we call it? What's the 4 called again? I just said it. I forgot. Whatever. I got the Blu-ray set. Tetralogy.
Yeah.
Whatever. Quartet. Jones Quartet. And I got the Blu-rays a couple years ago set, and so all right, we'll just watch it. And we're like, it's not the worst thing. It's not. It's not good, but there's a lot of silly stuff in it. Whatever. But Lethal Weapon 4. I saw that one in theaters. That was the debut of Jet Li in America.
Nice.
American debut. I always liked, I was a kid growing up in the 80s, so I was, Lethal Weapon. It's one of those.
Dude, I love those movies.
Yeah.
One time this was not too long ago.
Shane Black wrote
I was,
first one?
They were just on TV back to back to back, and I watched them all in a row, and I was like, I love these movies.
Right?
They're so good.
It's really good, It's very good.
The camaraderie between the two.
So much. It's one of those where you watch them, you see all the stuff that came after. You go, that's obviously Lethal Weapon one. This one, Lethal Weapon 4. By the time it was like, okay, this is done, But Jet Li should have killed both of them. Like, there's no way.
Dude, Mel Gibson
fighting Jet Li in the street. Like, he should have.
Really
threw Chris Rock in there. Yeah, he is. Especially the first two. He's really great. Really, really great in them. Terminator Salvation. Have you seen it?
I don't remember it that well, but I heard it's terrible.
I don't think it's that
really.
Bad. I don't think it's that bad.
Did you like Genesis?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think that's as bad as people said either.
Yeah. I think
it's not good.
I think in today's culture, movie-going culture, people over-exaggerate when a movie's bad. Yeah. Oh, it's total dog shit. Yeah. Or when it's really good, it's the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah. It takes time, and
there's gray area. It's not either worst thing ever or best thing ever.
No nuance.
There's gray area.
Exactly. Well, see, the thing with Terminator Salvation, I saw it in theater, and I'm a huge Terminator guy. Again, I don't love Genesis. I kind of think it's one of those franchises like Alien and Predator. They need to just stop it, just let it go, let it be. But Christian Bale was the most famous thing about this movie was his on-set thing, exactly, yelling at the DP.
I can't believe Christian Bale is in that.
I know, right? As John Connor, this is really weird. But Common in this movie, which is
I didn't mind it. I've never seen it.
Yeah. So I didn't mind it. But Star Trek 4, if you're a Star Trek fan, it's the one where they were in San Francisco.
I actually just got the Star Trek movie. I've never seen.
Okay. You ever seen
Star Trek movies? The originals. Oh. I've seen the new trilogy, which I love, but I have Star Trek 4 on here.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
You will like it,
dude. It has a bunch of them on here, but one of my coworkers bought this for me.
Good.
And
that's awesome.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch the original series and then watch these. Yeah. So I don't.
Okay.
We'll see.
That's good. That's a good call.
The original series is only 3 seasons long.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, so I'm gonna check it out.
Show them on that.
I have a lot of knowledge and viewing experience in geek culture stuff. Every Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Star Trek is the one that I'm the least knowledgeable on. Like, if you know what the movie trivia schmodown is, I feel like I could compete in the Inner Geekdom League. For the Inner Geekdom, not for the championship, but I could hold my own. I could too. But Star Trek is where I would be my weakness. Okay. So I'm gonna be on that
Good.
day.
Okay.
And I need to study.
Yeah, definitely.
I need to study.
You do, because I grew up. My dad, I've grown up in the '60s. For him, big Star Trek fan, so he's always the original series, all the movies, Next Generation. He watches all the Star Trek series. Yeah. So I got into watching it with him.
Harry Potter would be my second weakness.
Yeah.
I've seen them all, but not enough. I've only watched it from beginning to end once.
Yeah.
So I need to rewatch those. And speaking of Harry Potter, I love Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
It is my favorite Harry Potter film.
Okay.
And so when we were talking about this, I was like, I have to bring up Goblet of Fire. I love it because it has this Hunger Games feel before Hunger Games came out.
Yeah.
The competitiveness of it.
Tournament.
But for me, the last 30 minutes of it, incredible.
That's when it's...
And I love Cedric Diggory.
Yes.
I thought Robert Pattinson, even though he's a kid, he's so good in it. And the thing is, he's the most popular guy on campus, right?
Yep.
But he's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
He sacrifices himself to save Harry.
Yeah.
Sorry if you haven't seen it.
Spoilers for...
But... I think if it's been out for over 10 years, it's fair game.
No, I agree.
I love Goblet of Fire.
He was a fan. It's such great casting with that because
it's dragons in it.
Well before, what do you call it?
Twilight,
yeah. So it's great casting because he was a fan favorite in the books, and then, like you said, he's the most popular guy at the school, and then he's a fan favorite among one of the movie characters. People really love him.
So impactful,
and
it makes the movie great. But I really wish we would have seen more of him.
Yeah, I agree.
At least I wish he would have lived throughout one full movie, and then in the next one he dies. But I don't know. Is that how it happens in the books? I'm assuming they introduce him in Goblet and he dies in Goblet.
Goblet of Fire is
that's crazy.
But he might, some stuff about him might come up later though if you get into it. I don't know. I'm going to say which.
The Cursed Child?
Cursed Child, yes.
Well, obviously, it's like that.
But
I actually have the book.
Have you read it?
No. Brian let me borrow it. And that was
That's right, he did.
6 months ago. I need to read it. I'll read it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah, but Goblet of Fire, that's when it, for me, the third one is when it start getting good. And then this one is when, like I said, that last half hour on, it takes off.
I love that scene when, because the Voldemort stuff is like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, and then he sacrifices himself for Harry, and when Harry comes back and the crowd's cheering and they don't realize what happens, and once they realize what happened,
his parents are like,
they go crazy. Because for me, one of my pet peeves in movies and TV is when a character dies and they're like, oh damn, that sucks. Oh well, let's move on to
brush past it.
Let's continue with the mission.
Yeah.
It
affected
it's
everyone.
Huge, and then it lives on through the movie. I think even in the very last one, he's still like worried, like thinking about Cedric, and he's concerned about that he died. He can never get over it, which I think is so realistic.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it affected him the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So let's see. How about X-Men First Class?
That's a good one.
That's a fourth.
A good one.
It was the fourth in the X-Men films.
Yeah, so because it's hard.
Technically, it came after the silly Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. But
the thing is, if we're talking about this, I think it has to be direct sequels, right? So you can't be like, let's say, what was it? It went Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2. You can't say Thor was the fourth movie in the franchise. Yeah. No, it's not like that. It's a series of direct sequels. Right. So, and you could maybe say First Class isn't a direct sequel to X-Men Last Stand, but it's the main X-Men line.
But it's the fourth in the X-Men series. So X-Men First Class. Matthew Vaughn directed it. I like him. I like this movie. But I remember seeing it at the time. That's when, for me, the X-Men fatigue was starting. Now it's full on. Like I said, Days of Future Past is great, but from there on, it's like, enough X-Men. This was the start for me because it was like this was when they first started messing up the continuity, which they seemed like they just didn't care about it. So whatever. But the way that I love the cast so much. It was our first look at
Michael Fassbender. Dude, I love First Class. It's not top 3 X-Men movie for me, but it's so good.
People love it way more.
I
than
love that boat scene with the chains and
Yeah.
Magneto and the chains, and then I love Kevin Bacon as the villain.
Yeah,
and the way he kills Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
With the coin.
Really yeah.
Ooh.
And send it with the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff.
Exactly,
that was very creatively done. I like that idea and stuff, but yeah, just some of the little things that just for me being, I guess maybe it's my OCD. I don't know. It's just the way the government built Cerebro. It's like, well, no, how does that doesn't even make sense? Like they're saying in the movie,
they did not give 2 cares about continuity. Which
the way Magneto got his helmet, it was like he got it from Kevin Bacon's character.
Yeah.
I was like, well, no, Magneto made it so he could protect himself from Xavier, whatever. But no, Fassbender and McAvoy are both great as always. That's the first. That movie started off. It was supposed to be a Magneto origin story.
Well, and they were writing a first class script too, and they combined them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one. How about for me, similarly to X-Men First Class, so the Phantom Menace is it's not a direct sequel to Return of the Jedi, but it's
Prequel.
It still has to do with those characters.
Yeah.
That's a very similar comparison actually, because
you're
taking those same characters, right, and you're going back in time and retelling it. Again, there are some continuity errors in the prequels. Leia remembering her mom, her birth mom, things like that. But so for what we've talked about the Phantom Menace so much, just all but I love the Phantom Menace because of what it is. But it's still Jar Jar Binks. Just awful.
I haven't watched it in a while, but I just fast forward through all the silly, goofy Jar Jar Binks, getting his tongue stuck
Duel
in
of Fates is just so incredible.
Duel of Fates is excellent. I
so
love
incredible.
I love it.
And
a lot of people think that fight is cute choreographed. I'm like, it's.
Well, the thing is,
I don't know.
The thing about that is, so the Jedi and even Darth Maul, they train in these styles of fighting, right? So when they're fighting each other, obviously they can go off and freestyle and do their freeform, whatever, but they are following these techniques that they've learned.
Yes, exactly.
And
it's almost supposed to be like a. Well, I mean, who knows what it's. I think Lucas, when he first did it, it was like fencing. I think that's what. Yeah. But now it's supposed to be like this. Like you said, kind of a really rhythmic style.
There's actually in canon, there's all these different styles of Jedi fighting, and there's a whole mythology behind it and all that. But I love Phantom Menace. Maybe one of the worst ones on here is Batman and Robin. Or fourth Batman.
I'm gonna counter that, but in a minute. But yeah, you're definitely right. That's I think I'm trying to remember if I walked out of that or not. I don't think I did. I remember wanting to, but the Batman credit card and the skates on his ice skates.
Mr. Freeze is so terrible.
He's probably the best thing in that movie. To be honest.
Well, it's so bad it's good. Like it's entertaining.
Him. No, I think just him. The rest of it, no, it's bad and it's bad. I don't think it's even entertaining.
I'm talking about
Or you just mean
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I actually like him, but is this the one with Uma Thurman?
Yep.
Poison Ivy? Yeah, I didn't mind her. She was okay.
I didn't mind her either.
Yeah, you could tell she was having fun, but man, they just this was definitely the going back to the campy '60s Batman stuff where it was just for kids at this point.
Yeah,
they're not like taking it really that seriously. So that's how they played it. When
I was a kid, I thought these movies were so cool.
I love
because I was a kid.
Oh no,
I thought these were great. Dude.
I was sitting there going, just what's happening right now? Like it nearly killed the franchise. It was 8 years before we got another one. Yeah. So Clooney, from what I hear, Clooney to this day will, if anybody comes up to him and says they hated Batman and Robin, he'll give them their money.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah,
he'll here you go. He'll give them like $20 or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. I heard that though,
and he'll apologize.
And he agrees. He thinks it's that bad. Yeah, and he didn't write the script or direct.
No, not his fault at all. And I bet you, if he played Batman again, if you cast him again, he would be really good. But oh well.
All right. You got any last couple of mentions?
How about I'll mention a bad one and we'll go to one more good one. But how about Transformers: Age of Extinction?
That is a terrible one, man.
I would argue that might be worse.
That is a terrible one.
Might be worse than Batman and Robin, because they're like, I don't even know if they were trying at this point. Like, It's as big of a spectacle, Michael Bay spectacle as you can get. You know, action that is just it's confusing and you don't even know who's fighting who. This is the one where they had where they were making Transformers. The humans were making the government, like the company was making their own Transformers.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that one's bad. Dude,
Mark Wahlberg with
The Last Night might be worse though, but this movie's still
it could
terrible.
be. They're both. Yeah, I don't
this
know.
movie's still terrible.
You know, you got the one guy. It's clear what is it? The statutory laws. They're actually defending.
I know, right? They make an excuse for it.
Yeah. I'm just like, are you serious?
So why not just either make the guy
a year younger, or make her a year older? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, what's the whole point of that? Who wrote that?
Oh god. The movie's just the worst. So.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I got Ocean's 8.
Oh,
I love Ocean's.
It's good.
It's watched really it again about a month ago. I love this movie.
It's,
I love it.
Yeah.
It's.
I really enjoy that movie.
If it wasn't for talk about whatever we call it, tetralogies, I would put the Ocean's films up there. I don't mind Ocean's 12, but I watch it. I see why people don't like it.
Yeah,
but it doesn't bother me that much. But I love all 4 of these Ocean's movies, and I hope they make another one because I think this cast is really good.
Yeah,
so I really enjoyed it.
And of course, we have Avengers Endgame.
Avengers Endgame
is the 4th.
It's literally is I'm watching. I'm trying not to be. We're just talking about people talking about it. This is the best thing. It really is one of the best movies I've seen in the last few years.
Yeah, it's so good,
so well done. And just the way that it ties up so much of the previous films. I mean, and all of them too. Like it's such good writing, and the performances are all great. It's one of those things where it gets overlooked and overshadowed because it's a comic book film, because it's Avengers and stuff. All these performances are all. Karen Gillan's great in it. I mean, she's great.
She really is, dude. And that's the thing. Like, her and Downey Jr.
Really good. I was just about to say,
should get Oscar nominations.
Seriously,
they really should,
and maybe even Chris Evans as well. Like, they really. Karen Gillan is great in this movie. And because she's wearing makeup and she's not going to get the...
And both versions of herself.
Yeah.
And when she says he won't let me near the end, good. And the way she's interacting with Tony Stark at the beginning of the movie, and
that moment when he's eating the food and he hands her, I mean, she just looks at him like and just pushes it. Like,
and when they show her put him up on the chair, and I'm getting chills right now thinking about it.
It's so
that moment's so beautiful when he falls asleep on the floor, and then you see her walk up and she just picks him up. They were just showing you how far she's come.
Right, exactly.
They gave her so much depth and development.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
I never thought from the first Guardians that character would have that arc
and be so meaningful and be part of the team even.
Yeah,
she was great, man. And even what's his name? Everybody keeps picking on him, but Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, just
great
as he's ever been in any of these. He's a great actor, and I love Hawkeye, the character.
Oh, dude, when he says "Don't give me hope" in that rain scene,
so
good.
Yeah. And then when he's going off on Thor about trying to bring her back, he's like, "No, she's gone. The guy said she's gone. You want to see?"
Dude, it's so dumb. There's literally an Oscar voter who said, "I'll never vote for a movie that has the name Avengers in it." What?
You should not.
You lost all credibility as a film. It does not matter what the movie is about.
Look at the performance.
It doesn't matter whether it's about George Washington or it's about
Superman. Like if
it's a great movie, it's a great movie.
Yeah, like watch what the actor is doing. Like if anything, you can make a case. It's harder to act in these movies than it is anything else because it's green screen and a lot of times you're talking to a tennis ball or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I really think, and it's hard because there's not really a pure lead in this movie. You could say Downey Jr., but he doesn't have as much screen time as a regular lead of a different movie would. But so would he be supporting or best lead actor?
Probably. I mean, supporting.
But
because you'll get
Karen Gillan should be nominated. As I've seen a lot of movies this year, and the thing is, we have so much more. We have a whole another 6 months left to go, so there's so much time. But as of now, she should be nominated.
I think
for
so.
Best Supporting.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And this should be nominated for Best Picture.
I agree.
It still could be.
Absolutely.
It still could be.
Honestly, it should be.
I think so. I think it really should.
It should be.
So, I don't know what else we got. Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah.
That's the one. So 3 is when it started to pick up. The low point was 2, obviously. John Woo. And John Woo is he's great, one of the great action directors ever. But it's not a good movie. But 3, we were talking about J.J. Abrams earlier. He in his first, that was his first feature film. It was his first. He saved 3 franchises. This was the first one that he saved. But 4 is Brad Bird directed. Yeah, which a lot of people don't remember. Mm-hmm. It was his first live action film he directed. And
it was great.
It's awesome. It's really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We got a lot of these, man. What else? What? Superman 4. Oh, Superman 4. We're talking about Superman. You said you haven't seen Superman 4.
I haven't.
That's interesting. Yeah. The Nuclear Man, Sun Man.
Which one?
He is. Sun Man.
Which one's Quest for Hope? Is that 3 or 4?
Quest for Peace.
Oh, Quest for Peace.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think 3's worse. That's the one with Richard.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Superman 3 at all.
Is that the one when he's in the bar and he?
Yes. Yeah. And when he somehow there's like a clone of himself where he's like,
oh yeah,
it's like evil drunk Superman, and he's
I just watched 1 and 2, and
that's what exactly.
And then I watched Man of Steel.
4 is yeah. But I don't think Superman 4. It's not. It's not good, but I don't think it's as bad as people, make it out. He's got a giant. He goes around the world collecting all the nuclear warheads and puts them in a gigantic bag.
Oh my goodness!
And throws it into the sun.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So what is your favorite 4th movie in a franchise compared to the rest of the franchise?
Well,
I think I already said mine. It's probably Goblet of Fire for me.
Yeah, that's a good question. Out of all these, or the ones we talked about,
like out of the rest of the movies in the franchise, it's your favorite one of those movies, or you might not have one.
I may not, because for a while it was we just talking about Mission Impossible. It was probably
until Fallout came out.
Until Fallout,
dude, Fallout is so damn good.
It's awesome. It really is.
It is my number 2 movie last year.
Yeah. Because I'm one of the few. I loved Rogue Nation a lot, but I thought Ghost Protocol was better.
It just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
For me, I go. It just kept getting better for me. I like Rogue Nation more than Ghost Protocol, so it just that bathroom scene in Fallout was so amazing.
Yeah,
so amazing. I need to buy that on Blu-ray.
Yeah. So, I might agree with you. Yeah, I'm gonna leave out Avengers, of course, because we're not gonna count that. So I'm gonna say probably Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Although I really do like Deathly Hallows Part 2. I'm sorry, Part 1. The one where when he gets to the wand at the end. Yeah, that's Part 1. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Part 2 is really good, but the only thing about Goblet of Fire, I don't want to get into a Harry Potter thing. I don't want to go off into. If Brian was here, maybe.
Yeah, you guys need to get in that
dangerous.
debate.
Dangerous. That tri-wizarding tournament is so dangerous. Like,
I know, die. Right? I know. It really is.
These are students at a school. Like, you could die.
J.K. Rowling wrote that.
Yeah. Jeez, what are you doing? But no, that's really good. Yeah, it's really, really good. I like that one.
All right, you might be seeing that we're having some technical difficulties. If we just put a visual up now, it's because that's happening. We're having some camera issues, but we were talking about the 4th movies in franchises and wrapping that up real quick. So let's talk about some of those last couple mentions, and then we'll wrap up the show, Keith.
Don't worry, it's seamless. You'll never know. You'll never know what just happened. It's going to be edited seamlessly. You guys will never have any idea. No, so yeah, well, we just had one. We didn't mention last week with Men in Black International.
That's true.
Did anyone see? You didn't see that?
I didn't see it. No,
I don't think any of us saw it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone on Earth saw it.
From what I hear, it's just kind of.
Yeah,
it's not bad, but it's not really good.
I didn't hear great things, but not like a total pile of dog crap.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh well. Mockingjay Part 2.
Yeah,
that's a 4th.
It's honestly, it's the worst of those movies, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. From what I understand, there's a lot of stuff.
You've seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those. They were doing that at the time where they're just taking the last of a book and splitting it, and making 2 movies out of it. Whereas, from what I understand, I don't think that was really necessary.
True, I agree. All right, I haven't read the books, but seeing the movies, they could have been one movie.
Exactly.
They could have been one movie.
Exactly. So, yeah, that was one. Here's one everyone loves: Rocky 4.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen it, but
sure you have with Drago and stuff.
That's Rocky 4.
That's Rocky 4.
Are you serious? I thought that was Rocky 2.
No, Rocky 4. Rocky 2 was there was rematch with Apollo Creed, and then 3 was the Mr. T, and 4 was
I've seen number 4. Yeah. I've seen number 4 more than any of them.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think most people have.
Yeah. And obviously, it's the whole Creed thing is. We probably wouldn't have the Creed franchise if it wasn't for Rocky 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's the most kind of the campiest of them.
Yeah.
It's very 80s with a lot of montages and rock and roll music, and probably the cheesiest of them, but it's still good. It's a pretty good movie. So yeah, I could, and you get this whole obviously with the Drago thing and the Soviets versus the U.S. and Dolph Lundgren with his buzz cut. But yeah, you're right. That Creed coming out of it is what came out of it, and then of course Creed 2.
Yeah.
With the.
What about any comedy franchises with?
I was thinking about that. I don't know.
Vacation.
Oh yeah, I guess.
What is
so.
Vacation?
What's the fourth one? Yeah, is it? Let's see. We got.
Have you seen all the Vacation movies?
I think it's. I don't think I saw European Vacation. That's the only one I remember. I don't think I saw that one. Is Christmas the fourth one? Or European?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to look it up right now.
Good question. Yeah, I don't know. There may have been.
Is the 2015 one isn't the fourth one, right? In the franchise.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, but I just thought of one, which
Could be.
I actually really like. American Reunion.
I didn't see that.
I love the American Pie films.
Yeah. Okay.
And I really like American Reunion.
I heard it was all right.
Yeah.
I heard it was pretty good.
It's not bad.
I didn't see it.
But
I never saw it.
I grew up on those American Pie movies, man.
Because the wedding one was the third one, right?
Yes, American Wedding. Yeah, I like American Wedding a lot.
So Reunion? No, I didn't see Reunion. No. Okay.
Okay, so it looks like for Vacation there was National Lampoon's Vacation, 1983. National Lampoon's European Vacation, 85.
Oh, okay.
Christmas is 3.
Okay.
Vegas Vacation
Vegas.
is 4.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good at all. No, I don't like Vegas Vacation.
You seen it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of dumb.
Interesting.
I forgot about Vegas Vacation.
What was the fourth Halloween film?
Oh, it was
the one with the. So 3 and 4 is when he's chasing the little girl around.
Yes. What was it called? What was that called?
So there was Halloween and Halloween 2.
This was the season. Of the Witch?
3 is Season of the Witch.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Return 4 is 4 and 5 is when he's chasing the girl around. That's the Return of Michael Myers.
Return of Michael Myers. Okay. Yeah.
And then the Revenge.
Bad.
The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Oh my god, even worse.
Yeah.
Those are both terrible.
Yeah, I watched those movies a lot as a kid, and I didn't mind them. But yeah, I mean, you probably have better recollection of it than I do.
Yeah, no, not good. Not good at all.
Yeah. Not
good. I think, I was thinking about horror ones too. Obviously, I mentioned Scream 4 with Emma Roberts.
Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th, yeah, they started getting goofy by the time. I remember Nightmare on Elm Street 4 was not bad.
Is 4 the one where he punches
the guy's head off?
The boxer's head off?
Yeah. No, that was the one, he was in New York. I think it was like 7 or 8 or something.
So many of them.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even get a chronological order of them. Hold on. Okay, so Friday the 13th, 1980. Damn. Part 2 came out in 81.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was... Okay.
Part 2, yeah. That was... Jason was in
so
part 2.
4 is Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Yeah, right, Lord. The final chapter.
4 or 5 more. Yeah, right.
Jesus. Hey, so the last Friday the 13th movie was bad. It was just basically like a teen slasher movie.
Yep.
But with these, honestly, Halloween was great last year. I really like the new Child's Play. I think it's a win, honestly. They could make a legit Friday the 13th movie.
I don't know. I heard they're working on it. I know.
But would they just remake the first one where the mom's the killer?
Well, if they do, I think that's
probably
probably
Jason the draw.
They're gonna make it Jason because it's the mask and this,
what if they do it?
Because they tried it. Remember they tried the Friday. Nightmare on Elm Street.
To be honest with you, I've never seen the first one, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
it's been so long. Gosh.
So what if they did something cool where like it is the telling, like a modern retelling of the kid drowning and the mom, and she wears a hockey mask? That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. You'd have to keep that. Boy, I'm just making a new story though, because
Yeah,
if you just because like they rebooted they remade Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was, I don't know if you remember that, but with the guy from Watchmen, the guy that played Rorschach in Watchmen, he was Freddy Krueger, and it's not very good. It's not very good at all.
Then Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
What was that called? Was it
It's
Dream Warriors?
The Dream Master.
Dream Master. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was all right. But that was when he started getting. That's when Freddy started being kind of goofy and telling jokes, and it was less. It's still kind of scary, but not really. It was not scary the first three. At this point, he's coming up with these goofy ways to kill the kids and.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation, 1995.
I've never seen any of those.
Why? All right. So they have like Degrassi: The Next Generation. Why does Chainsaw Massacre have a next generation?
I know.
What? The next generation of people to get slaughtered?
With a chainsaw, Leatherface.
And I will say, call back to earlier about Child's Play. Some of the reasons I think he's watching Chainsaw Massacre.
Really?
Some of the ways he figures out
watching horror
about
movies?
murdering people is watching horror movies. And it's so cool. It's kind of a spoiler, but it's so cool to talk about because, all right, kind of minor spoiler for Child's Play, but so he sees people, like he's looking around and people are watching these horror movie, right, and enjoying it, and like laughing and having a good time, and being scared, like woo, and like enjoying it. So he's like, this makes them happy.
Oh my goodness,
it's pretty cool. Jeez. The way they do that. Yeah. All right. Well,
are there four paranormal activities?
I'm pretty sure there are. I'm pretty sure there are.
There's a bunch of those, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Saw?
There is a Paranormal Activity 4. It's just called Paranormal Activity 4. What's
Saw?
the Saw
There's a
film?
bunch of Saws, right? Yeah. It's like 6 of those or something.
Saw, it's just called Saw 4.
Saw 4.
2007, yeah.
2007? There's 4 of those by 2007? Jeez.
Dude, they were cranking them out
every year.
No other. It has an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh,
not bad.
That's higher than it's higher than I would have thought.
Yeah. Ugh. So where do you if we were to rank as far as the 4th movies in a franchise, like there's Endgame is one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Where would Toy Story 4 rank among those?
I was actually thinking, I was wondering if I like this better than Endgame. I don't think so. But
honestly,
it's close.
It started out that. For me, it's not close. I didn't
close.
Love Toy Story 4. I think it's great, and I like it a lot. But for me, the beginning of the movie, the opening of the movie, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
And then it's good for the rest of the film. Like, I don't know. It didn't tug on my heartstrings or draw me in as much as 3, to be honest. Yeah. And I was just expecting it to,
I think Woody said... Well, never mind.
But
never mind.
But
I saw
honestly,
with my kids
the opening sequence, oh my goodness, I was
yeah.
like, this is going to be the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to think about it, man. It's hard for me not to put Endgame at number 1 as far as 4th movies in a franchise.
Endgame, I think maybe Mission Impossible.
That one, that's a contender.
Ghost Protocol.
It's a contender.
Yeah. And then maybe Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
I think
yeah. Alrighty, well, I think that'll wrap it up this time for Bartley and Barnes. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We'll do our best to take care of those next time. Thank you for joining me, Keith. That was a fun conversation, man. Hopefully you catch up on some Big Little Lies next time, and I'll watch some more Barry.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, thank you all for watching again. Check us out on Apocalypse Movies, the YouTube channel. Check us out on this YouTube channel. Click subscribe, and also let us know what you thought about anything we talked about in the comment sections. We'll be glad to talk to you guys about it. All right, until next time, y'all take care.